Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? What we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighten up the city right. City light. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? What we talking about? Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? What we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighten up the city light. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? What we talking about? Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? What we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighten up the city right. City light. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? What we talking about? Selena, Selena.
Hey y'all. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, Black Ubiquity. We have Ryan. We have Cutting Edge in the building. I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'm on my way to the gym to get my fitness in since was I ate a little bit too much on the weekend. So I gotta get back have to get back on my healthy track again. But I hope everybody had a good day. Uh, like I said, I'm on my way to the gym. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Hope your weekend was great. Um, I'm not gonna be on here too long because, like I said, I say what I need to say and I get up off of here. Hey, Uncle L, how are you? I say what I need to say and I get the heck up off of here. I'm not one of those people that just be talking just to be talking. Uh, and I made a promise to myself: if I don't have nothing to say, I'm gonna stay up off of here. So, what I was talking about today, and I have struggles. This is one of my struggles that I have had, and sometimes I still, certain things may trigger me, and I still may respond to certain things. Um, but to some of you guys that don't know, we had someone making a troll page in my name and asking them to call them. And I briefly went over it. I think it was Sunday. I don't know if it was Sunday night or Monday night. I'm not sure. I forgot. Either it was Sunday or Saturday. I'm not for sure. But, uh, it was Sunday because it was after Valentine's. And I handled myself in the best way that I could. Um, and I didn't get irate or anything, but I just state the obvious that, a lot of times people, they do things out of malicious intent. They do things in a deceptive way, a manipulative way. And, sometimes because I'm human, that kind of stuff is going to irk me a little bit. And so, but I didn't go just crazy about it. I said what I needed to say to inform people that that's not me. And hopefully they will get that message because, and also I want to make sure that I searched and tried to find out exactly who did this. And I'm still searching for the exact person since I have the number, but they did disconnect the number. So, I felt like I relatively handled that in a decent way. I didn't, go cussing and fussing, but I did, state the obvious what was going on, and I made it clear that don't be playing with me. But one thing I did learn on here, and just in life in general, you have to be careful who you allow to pull your strings and to make you react and how to react. There's two different things that I've learned. There's a difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is when you're very emotional, you're very impulsive. You do it at that same time that you're feeling a way, and you start expounding on stuff. And sometimes when you do that, you end up messing up because you sometimes say things that you shouldn't say. And so that's reacting. Responding is actually having time to think about it before you actually say anything, and make sure that you're crossing all T's and dotting all I's, and you're actually thinking as before you speak. That's responding. What I found out a lot when people used to trigger me a lot, I would do more reacting than responding. And really, to be honest with you, when people can get you to react, they actually are the puppet master. They're actually the person that's pulling the strings to have you react and say things in a certain manner. And then they sit back and laugh and say you crashed out. And that's when you know that person knows that they have the power over you. And when I understood that, I stopped reacting so much. I'm not saying that some days I have my days, there's certain things I'm like, hell no, and I may forget about responding and then react because, sometimes I can be impulsive. But when I understood my triggers, when I understood what people will try to do to get a reaction out of you and how they win at the end because you're actually doing what they want you to do. They want you to react. They want you to say something so that they can use it against you later, or they can use it to make you crash out and look like an emotional basket case. And everybody is looking at you like you the crazy one when they were behind the scenes stringing everything and putting everything together to basically put it all together to make the combustion, make the explosion, And so a lot of the times people will put things together and you don't even realize they're doing it strategically, and you're not paying attention because you're thinking with your feelings. You're thinking with your emotions rather than looking at it for what it is. And when we do that, when we allow other people to pull our strings and we react or do things and crash out, they actually have power over us. And sometimes we say, F that, I'm just going to say, and sometimes there is a time and a place for everything. Sometimes there will be a time where you, will need to respond or say something about a situation. Hey, Gary, how are you? Hey, girls, dad. You will have to, put things and let people know, hey, don't, I see what you're doing, or I know what you're doing. That wasn't the truth. And sometimes you do have to take up for yourself. I'm not saying just sit up there and just be quiet all the time and let people get away with stuff. But I think it's a time and a place for everything. And I think sometimes your response may not always be vocal. Sometimes your response may be silent. That's a response too. Most people don't see that as a response, but being silent is a response as well as you speaking and what you feel. And depending now, before I went live the other day, I was really kind of pissed off a little bit. But I knew that this person, whoever this person is somebody that frequents my page, somebody that may watches me and monitor my page. And they were looking for me to crash out. So I had some time to think about it. Even though I was irritated, even though I was just kind of like baffled, like what would make people take so much time to do something like this? I had to really think about, okay, how am I going to handle this? Now, had I handled it in a way where I'm cussing people out and telling, just going off on people in the chat, every little thing they say, then I'm reacting and I'm letting that person pull my strings. They're being the puppet master because I'm allowing them to use certain triggers that might cause me to react in a negative way. And that's what some people do. That's what people that have like demonic spirits and stuff, like they really want to do that. They get a thrill to make you upset. They get a thrill to make you flustered or to make you like irritated or to make you mad and want to go off and act a fool. And there's some things that I have done in my past. I said, if I was just use some maturity and some emotional intelligence and really realize this is what this person is doing and how they using it against me, then I would have probably responded a lot different than I did before. And that's why and when you get older chronologically, you should also grow older and get mature and wisdom, in your mentality and even in your emotions. And that's what they call emotional intelligence, where you manage your emotions. You don't allow your emotions to manage you. See, there's a difference between us managing our emotions and allowing our emotions to manage us, right? And again, hey Chase, none of us are perfect. And sometimes some people do need to get told off because they get out of line with you. But there's always a way to tell people how you feel without you crashing out, without that person getting the gratification that they want. And so this is where we have to beat the mindset of the troll. The troll is meant to be exactly what a troll is. What is a troll? The troll is ugly. It's hideous. When you look at them, it's grotesque. It's a thing. It's a person or a creature that tries to use trickery or use some type of insults and negative behavior to get something negative out of you. I don't know. Back when I was growing up, I remember that story, Rumpelstiltskin. And Rumpelstiltskin, I can't remember the whole story on how the whole story went. But I do remember Rumpelstiltskin he used a lot of tricks and manipulation to get the responses. I mean, get the reactions that he wanted from the other person, the other character. And he would use so much manipulation, the character ended up falling right into Rumpelstiltskin's plan, and it's because he wasn't thinking. The character wasn't thinking. They were just thinking about, the means to an end, but they didn't really realize the strategies that Rumpelstiltskin was using. And that's just kind of how people are too, that are like that. They're very sly. They're very sneaky. They're very mischievous and manipulative, and they use malevolent. They have a malevolent spirit where they are so trying to cause destruction and division and chaos. That's what people do, and they do it very well on the internet. They also do it well in our families. You may have somebody in your family like that, very manipulative, highly manipulative, trying to cause division and chaos. You may have someone at your job like that. They're so busy trying to get your position. They trying to get your accolades because they're so jealous, or they want what you have, or they want the recognition that you have from other people, and they will use devices to make you look bad. And they'll do things and have you to react to something, and then your supervisor and everybody around you looking at you like you crazy and you crashed out, when they don't see the manipulative things that this person has done, right? That's just how like people are, even on the internet. And so how I'm learning to beat those type of people is to respond instead of reacting. Like sometimes it's going to be some straightening, because I'm going to let you know exactly how I feel about a situation. Hey, Movado. Hey, Carl. I'm going to let you know exactly how I feel about certain things. because I'm an adult and I'm not scared of nobody on here or anybody else. So there's some times that if I feel like something needs to be said that has something to do with me or how I feel about a certain matter, I might speak on it. More than likely I will, because it may affect me in some type of way, right? But that doesn't mean that when I respond to something, I'm going to allow somebody to take me out of my body. Now, there's been some time, hey, Bama, there's been some times where I have got out of my body and I reacted because, first of all, I'm one of them people. Once I get sick and tired, there is nothing, especially if you're in front of me, there's nothing that could get me off of you, right? But it's a little different on the internet because you can't really reach people unless you go to where they are, right? So I know for me, if a tear come out of my eye, that means it's not that I'm scared or I'm hurt. That means I'm ready to fight. After a tear come out of my eye, I'm ready to fight. So when people want to say, "Oh, you cried about," no, I cried because I was angry and I couldn't get to that person. See, I'm one of them people. I let a lot of stuff go for a few minutes, and then after that, if I get sick and tired of something, I'm on your ass, and there's nothing and no one that can get me off of you but the good Lord. Okay. And so I have really came a long way. And so when you come on the internet and you're dealing with people that live on the internet, that function and their whole life is on the internet, and you haven't been like that, you deal with the real world and real people. This is kind of baffling to you. It's kind of like, it's not like the real world. See, the real world, we can meet up. If I see you or you see me somewhere in a community or something like that, right? Well, it's a little different when it's on the internet. Okay, because some people are in different states, some people in different locations, and they ain't trying to meet. They just talking and doing what they do on the internet. So it's different when you come into the life of being on social media from dealing in the real world. And people that's been on social media and live on social media, or they make a living off of social media, their tolerance and how they troll is totally different than a regular person. A regular person don't know nothing about that. See, if I had some of my people on this internet, it would be a problem because some people will want to come and see you, right? Some people will come and see you, and they will make them their promise. It ain't no maybe. It's they gonna come and see you. And so when you got people that are trolls and people that live for the internet and stay on the internet, they make a living on the internet, they know how to troll. They know how to get under your skin. They know. And you have to play the part even better than them. Sometimes there will be a time where your response should be silence, and sometimes your response should be in a way where they least expect it, where they might think you'll be cussing and fussing. Are you leaving, sir? Okay. All right. Child, I'm sorry. I'm talking to I'm just asking, did he move? He act like I asked some can I have your parking space? Well, no, it is I want his parking space, but he looking at me like I did something wrong. But you will always have, hey, Mr. Charles, you will always have people that know how to troll better than you. And if you're not one of those internet people, if you one of those people like me that's just learning as they go, then you'll realize that you're going to have to be even more strategic in the way you do things, and even in the way you respond to things. And a lot of the times you can't do things like you would do every day or like you would do on the streets. You just can't. It's not going to work. And so if I could ever tell my old self a year ago, 2 years ago, I would definitely do some things a lot, I'm going to say quite different than I would have before. because I understand what I'm dealing with and who I'm dealing with, what type of people I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing how, and you know, you go through things and you learn things. And I used to say, you know, it's some lessons that I wouldn't do again, and I still wouldn't do them again. But I will say that the things you go through is meant to actually build you up, not to make you bitter, not to make you crash out. It's actually supposed to be making you wiser and be able to handle all different types of situations and not lose your mind. See, a lot of the times when you have internet people and real people, internet people know how to troll so much. If you're not careful, you've been lost your sanity because you don't know how to get back at them or you don't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And so when you go through things and the things that I've learned how to conduct myself, even being on the social media platform, because you understand where you are and what type of people you are dealing with. So I would suggest that anybody that is going to be on social media, I would suggest you trust no one. That if you have someone, that if you have a couple of people that you can trust, that's a blessing. But I would always tell people, trust no one. Hey, Mr. Oaks, trust no one. No one is your friend. Like I said, every now and then you'll have a few people that will be by your side that you can, you know, that's regular people that don't have an ulterior motive. They don't have no jealousy. They don't have no envy. They just on here just for entertainment, to have fun, and they ain't trying to do nothing to nobody. Those are the type of people that I have attached myself to, and I appreciate those people. But the rest, I keep them at arm's bay. When you are on here, it's just like in the real world to an extent, because you're in a battlefield. You don't know what character people are playing today. Some people play the nice character, but they're really a villain. Some people are seen as the villain, but they really may be a nice person, you know. But we're dealing with all type of characters on here. People putting masks on. People you think is solid are not really that solid. And I'm gonna tell you this one thing that I hear a lot of people say. They want to have loyalty with certain people or content creators. Listen, have loyalty with the real people in your life. If you don't have real friends or any type of family member that you're close to or have a relationship with, those are the people that you are loyal to, people that are proven to be loyal to you. Internet people, and unless you have developed a real friendship with them, they do not count. No, you don't owe anybody any loyalty on here. The only thing I would suggest is be yourself. Don't be two-faced. If you rock with a person, you rock with them, but don't get emotionally involved with people. And I can't stress that enough. And I wish that is one thing that I wish that I knew at the very beginning. Never get emotionally involved. Never try to prove your loyalty to people that you don't know, that you've never met in real life or had to build a relationship with. It just really, I just learned so much being on this app and just being in social media, and how I see how so many content creators or subscribers try to be loyal to you. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't even know people on here, and you don't know what people intentions and what character people are deciding to play today. And people will change on you, just like the weather. Texas weather, it was cold. What was it, Saturday? Now it's warm. People are just like the Texas weather. They're fickle. If you piss them off today, they can't stand your guts. And I'm one of them people. Once I get an understanding with a person, I'm not expecting you to do no subliminals or do no, shots. Just tell me how you feel right then and there. That's the kind of people I like dealing with. I ain't got time for doing no slick shots, doing no subliminals like people do on here. If I and I have a platform, If I have something to say to you, I'm going to direct it to you, and I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the platform and the opportunity to come up here and let me know if it's offensive to you, or if you understand it, or if you don't understand it, or whatever, or you don't like it. So this is the way I do people in real life, and so there's no two-face it with me. And I don't care how people have tried to paint me in the past, but I know what I know, and I know myself. If I like you, I like you. And if I don't, I don't. There's no in between. So I really just I don't like the backbiting, the fickle behavior. One day you're cold, one day you're hot, one day you like somebody, one day you hate them. One day, they're your best friend. And the next day, they're your worst enemy because they said something that you didn't like. Listen, if you like that, stay away from me, because there's going to be some things that you might not like what I say. And that's perfectly fine. This, Lord, please don't let this fool hit my car, because I want to practice self-control, but don't push it. Yeah. Watch these people, because you people park all next to you, then they be trying to hit your car and think, and but anyway, you said, Selena, you gave good advice for YouTubing. Yeah. It was a young lady. I don't know if she's still on here, but I know she was taking a break the other week, and she was saying she's a subscriber of mine, and she was telling me about she ended up talking to these people behind the scenes, and these people, I don't know, it was a big mess. I don't know everything that happened because I'm not emotionally involved either. Am I? I'm not. I really didn't go into. I didn't ask who is who and what is what, because I don't know. I just don't want to be involved in it. But anyway, it had nothing to do with me. But the lady was saying how she was talking to these people behind the scenes, and some of these women had switched up on her. And there was some stuff going on, and there was a lot of things being said behind the scenes, and just it's a lot of mess that ended up happening. And I really feel like this young lady, she kind of reminded me a little bit of me. She had good intentions. She didn't really want all of that. She really wanted to, befriend people, get to know people. Because a lot of the times, if you are a certain way, you don't ever really think that other people are really just out there doing stuff and, doing some deceptive things or being two-faced and stuff like that. So she was just saying how, she's taking a break and all of this stuff. And I applaud her for it. And I also let her know, you might want to keep your circle very small on here. You might want to not talk to too many people behind the scenes. 1 or 2 people is fine. Maybe 3 is the max. If you goes beyond that, then you might be going into some trouble, because you don't know sometimes what people motives are. You don't know who those people are talking to behind the scenes, and if those people really have good intentions for you. And I was letting that person know in the message, hey, you need to, not talk to so many people behind the scenes. And I can't stress that enough. You just don't know who people are talking to. And then a lot of times people will twist what you say and then tell the person, you're like, I didn't say it like that. I didn't mean it like that. But it was twisted around to where it came off a certain way. And then the people looking at you like you two-face it, and they trying to be like, you this, you that. And you're like, I didn't even say it like that. That's not what I meant. I said this. But it doesn't matter, because what you got to realize, you have to watch the people that you talk to. And everybody doesn't have the same type of genuine spirit that you have. Maybe some people don't think like you. They don't act like you. They haven't been raised like you. So how they may take information and do things is totally different on what you would do. See, if you're telling me something, I'm not going to tell someone. I remember it was a situation where this girl, I'm gonna say, well, she old a lot older than me, but she actually thought I said something to the other person, and that wasn't the case. So I don't know what the other person insinuated, but whatever the other person insinuated or whatever she felt like I told something that she told me in secrecy, and that wasn't it. But had she took the time to call me, because at that time she had my number, and asked me, then we could have had a conversation. But no, the helper wanted to come up in my chat and act like a bird, and I had to dismiss her and X her on stage left. So, and had her ass to be exited because I wasn't dealing with that kind of stupidity. See, and so, and now I have made it very clear. I do not talk to a lot of people behind the scenes. The people that I talk to is the people that I have that proven to be trustworthy, that have a life that's not about YouTube, but they on here every now and then. People that can keep a secret. If you dealing with a person that can't hold water, that's the wrong person, and you handle them with a long, I mean a long handle spoon. Because if they can't keep water with somebody else's business, what makes you think they're going to keep water about yours? They're not. When they get mad or they trying to prove something to somebody, they will throw your ass in the stuff. And you trying to figure out how in the world did I get involved in all of this? So that's why I say you should never deal with a lot of people behind the scenes. Never. And another situation where I had, became cool with someone, and this person gonna call me and ask me, did I talk to somebody? I said, first of all, you should know me at this point. I don't talk to a lot of people behind the scenes. So you should never even came to me. When I find people like that come questioning me, when I made it very clear, the people that I talk to, the people that I don't come to me with that. You are exed. I don't deal with people like that. I also don't deal with people that got issues with other people and want to bring me in their bullshit. Keep me out of it. That has nothing to do with me. And then get mad when I don't respond the way they think I should respond. So you already know, I don't care if you block me, if you X'd out anyway, because I don't even fool with people like that. We're not in high school. So your enemy is not my enemy. I don't have nothing to do with what y'all got going on and don't care. Especially when a person has not did nothing to me. Okay? So you live and you learn, and you know you should learn how to handle yourself better. But what I see is a lot of 30, 40, 50-year-old people on here that continue to keep allowing people to play them. And you always hear me say playing people like a puppet, because people will do that if you allow them to. So that's why I don't talk to a lot of people behind the scenes no more. I don't give out my number anymore. And those that, at one point I did, and I don't talk to them no more, they are blocked. I don't deal with none of that stuff anymore, because now I know who I'm talking to. I don't tolerate a lot of foolishness. If I feel like you coming at me sideways, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to say, hey, was that directed to me? I'm not going to do it on a live stream, especially if I have your number. I'm going to let you know behind the scenes, hey, was that for me? Because if it was for me, you could have called me, right? You could have DM'd me, right? But see, that's how cowardly people are. And then they want to pretend like they about their life. Well, if you about their life, you handle things in the right way and in an adult way. And that's why a lot of people that say they're this and that, they ain't shit. And that's why I don't believe a lot of folks. Because your actions prove who you are at the end of the day. Not what you say, but what you do. Right? So when I find people like that tell me, I treat people like I want to be treated. I'm this type of person. I don't play that. And then when something, say for instance, there's a conflict, or they don't like something that you did or said, didn't like something that you said, or didn't like how you responded to a certain thing, and then all of a sudden they want to do some subliminals and some little sleek little shots. Well, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me. You got my number, you know how to reach me. And see, this is why I said you can't let everybody have your number on here. You cannot. Everybody that seems cool is not cool. Right? So, you just live and learn. And that's why I'm not going to have, maybe some people may not like me because I'm just being myself and I'm being real. I'm not being another character on here like a lot of other people. Like I have such a grand old life and everything is going great in my life and I'm the baddest bee, right? I'm not that. I come on here as myself. Either you like it or you don't. Either you're offended by something or you're not offended. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be Selena 100%. I'm not going to say I'm this and this and this, and then my actions prove something totally different. I'm going to be not hypocritical. I'm going to stand on what I said. If I said something about you and you want to know, I said it. If I didn't say it, then I didn't say it. You can take that to the bank. I'm not scared of nobody for me to act like I didn't say something when I did. That's why I'm confused when people say, yeah, you did. No, I know what I said. I know what my intentions were and I know what I meant. All right. And that's what's wrong. Hey, First Lady, how are you? Thank you, Movado. Hey, Roy Lee. So you live and you learn on this app, and if you don't, you're gonna be in some trouble. You're gonna always be in something because you just don't know when to react. I mean, when to respond, when not to respond. You don't have emotional intelligence. You don't have no self control. You believe everything you just because a person say you something you think they solid. Let me tell you, 90% of the people, I'm going to say 85% of people on here are not solid people. They're not solid. Now, you may have some people that's consistent in whoever they are. Like it's some people I can say they're consistent with being messy, or they're consistent with being mean-spirited. They're consistent with that. So I believe that about them. They're consistent. Are they solid people? Actually, no, they're not. Solid people is really people that mean what they say. They have integrity. They don't just, they have morals, behind them. They don't just do anything to people. They consider what they do to people. That's solid people, and also they stand on, who they are, what they say, what type of person they are. They're not trying to fake and shake and be somebody else. Those are solid type of people. Hey, King Mafia. So it's people that's consistent and it's people that's solid. And you got to know the difference. Solid people actually stand on something. They have integrity. They know they treat people like they want to be treated. They understand that just because they on the internet don't mean they can treat anybody and do anything they want to do to people because they feel like it. Solid people don't do that. Okay. But you can be consistently mean. You could be consistently messy. You can be consistently a butthole. That's something you can be consistent with. But as far as being a solid person, absolutely not. 85% of people on here, hey Don, L Boogie, are not solid people. And you got to know the difference. I support people. I have supported people, and that they're not solid people, but they're consistent at who they are. I can respect that, whether I like it, their ways or not. I can respect that. At least they are consistent with being that whoever they are, you know, but they might not be solid. And a lot of the times we put too much stock in people on here or any social media. People put celebrities on pedestals. There's some people that will fight over Beyonce. And for the life of me, I can't understand that. They will fight over celebrities like they actually know these people. And that's what they do to some of these people on, like, on YouTube and any type of social media platform. They put people on a pedestal. And it's like, you don't even know these people. How are they solid? How are they this? How you don't even know them? So I'm very cautious about who I call solid. And so far, I can't really say I've seen it, a lot of it on here. And I'm just going to be real with that. I just know that I can't worry about other people. I'm worried about me being solid and making sure I stand on what I say. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. That's the only thing I can depend on. I can't depend on nobody else because I don't know nobody else on here personally. So I really just I'm very I live in reality now. Before I lived in I looked at things in rose colored glasses, and I saw things and potential in people, but potential is a potential. It's not something that is there actually. They have the potential to be a great person. They have the potential to use their talents and gifts to do things in life and do better in life. But are they doing it is the question. Potential is not something that's solid, that's actually there. They're actually doing, you know? So I would be very careful about trusting people in general. I'm not a person, especially now, I don't trust a lot of people. I don't have trust issues, but I do have boundaries. And that's the difference. I know that there's some people I can trust them to be who they are. I can trust my sister, one of my sisters, to be who she is because I know her. I've spent time with her. I've been around her. I can trust her for who she is. And there's other people that I can trust them for who they are. Don't mean I'm putting my whole trust in them as, if they were God or something, but that I can trust them for being themselves. But on here, I don't know you and you don't know me. So no, I don't trust you. We don't, you trusting people on here that you should not trust. You being friends with people on here that you should be very leery about. And like I said, at the point in my life, I ain't got time to be faking and shaking. And if I don't fool with you, I don't fool with you. It ain't going to be no misunderstandings because you already know I don't fool with you. And I don't care if you don't fool with me because I always say, what do I always say? The feeling is quite mutual. Right? Selena, what I can't tolerate is disloyalty. I stand on actions, not words. They have to match in order to cohesively form solidarity. Right. And I agree with you. People are just, like I said, they just they are trip on here. And like I said, you better, if you are trying to talk to people and engage with people offline on this app, I would say be very leery, because every friendly face is not a friend. I don't know why somebody got juicy fruit in the background. Boy, I'm in the hood. But yeah, everybody that has a friendly face is not your friend. Okay? Take it from me. Don't live in rose-colored glasses. See people for who they are and never get too close to some of these folks because some of these folks have not been raised correctly. They haven't been raised with integrity and morals or any type of common sense or emotional intelligence. They just don't have it. They may have potential to have it, but they don't. They don't got it. Okay. So I would just say in dealing with anyone, you know, you gotta have some type of boundaries with people, but you also, I'm not saying don't have trust for nobody. Don't be friends with nobody. That's not what I'm saying. And if that's what you took from it, then you're not getting what I'm saying. I'm saying that you can, but it's rare and you have to be careful about how you deal with people on here. And then you have to understand when you do fall out, because more than likely, sometimes you will fall out with people. How will you control yourself? How will you respond when they putting your business and lies on Front Street? How you going to respond to that? Because people will do that. People will flip on you. I mean, I had one time a whole Surviving Selena episode. And so how do you deal with that and hold your head up and still do your content and still do what you do? How do you do that? Number one, you have to understand these people don't mean nothing to you. That's number one. Once you understand that and not get emotionally involved with people, your feelings won't be hurt so much. When you understand that these people don't mean nothing to you, they really don't know you, you'll be able to handle certain things better than maybe another person would that's never been on here and have to experience it. For some apparent reason, I feel like people can say God or the universe, whatever you want to say. I feel like a lot of situations that I were in were orchestrated so that I will be able to handle and be able to discern people better. See, a lot of the times I say it before, a lot of the things we go through is to help us, is to grow us up. And I have to say, some of the stuff I went through, it was to get me to the point where I can discern people, where I can really take my time getting to know people or not getting to know people. Because some people, I don't even give them a chance because you're not my type of people. I can be, hey, how you doing? And keep it moving. Just like if I was at a job, right? If some people at work, you ain't going to be hanging out with them. Let's just keep it 100. But I'll say, hey, how you doing? Or I'll just keep it moving professionally. And that's the same thing that you have to do in a lot of different situations, a lot of different settings. I've learned a valuable lesson with that. Watch out for the ones that call you good, sis. For me, that's a red flag for someone backdoor you in a split second. Hey, CC, you ain't lying. When they want to call you sis and bro, them niggas, they not your sis and they not your bro. Very rarely will you meet real friends on here. I'm going to be keeping 100 with you. So I'm careful about somebody that's calling me sis and hey, you seem cool, I want to get to know you and all this bull, and you be like, okay, they seem like they cool, and they may have a story that's kind of relatable to your background, and then you get to know them, you think, okay, they might be a cool person, they seem like we vibing or whatever. And then when it's a situation where they feel like you being fake or you offended them, instead of them coming at you like an adult or coming at you like y'all have some type of camaraderie, they want to do World War III on the internet, ready to do lies, call you out your name, call you fake bees and snakes and all this guy. You be like, you couldn't just we just talk, like you couldn't just say out, you couldn't express yourself to me in a respectable way without doing this. And that's why I said you can't trust these folks on here. Treat this like real life in your everyday life. You can't trust people. So be careful about some of y'all that be dealing with these folks, because some of us, like me, I had to learn the hard way. I didn't know how to respond. A lot of the times I would let people play me like a puppet because I didn't know how to respond. I just reacted. And then when you learn to deal with stuff, you understand sometimes the best response is nothing, because they're nothing to you. So I don't have to keep responding to you. I don't have to keep going back and forth with you because you're nothing to me. If if you say forget you, I don't fool with you, I'm gonna say forget you, I don't fool with you. Next. Like, what are we doing? you know? So I'm real good. I'm one of those people. I'm real good with moving on. That's something that I've seen to master in my life. I'm real good with moving on. I don't care who you are. I'm real good with saying adios, amigo. No, not amigo. Adios, Negro. Okay? It's just like it is what it is. Go on about your business. I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't gonna say nothing to you. Don't say nothing to me. Go on about your business. And we good. All right. So that's the kind of stuff I learned on here. People will play you like a puppet. You have to you have to have some type of strategy, some type of self-control. You have to think about your responses before you really react. Cause like I get it. Sometimes I will in the past I have, people will say stuff, call you out your name, then you be ready to be on go. And I know I am. I'm one of them people I can go on go because I'm like, wait a minute. Excuse me. I don't even know you. You don't know me. So why are you going in so viciously? I'm like, these people act like you don't slept with their husbands, they boyfriends, they you don't stole some money from them. I'm like, these people vicious on this app. They vicious on these social media platforms. So I just like, okay, just learn from your mistakes. Don't be stupid. As an older lady would always tell me, um, don't get to know too many people behind the scenes. You're doing a disadvantage to yourself, and people are just not real. They're just not. They say they got your back. They say they're for you. They say they support you, and they'll do the total opposite of what they pretended to be at the very beginning. So you just have to really not put too much stock in what people say on here. And I would just say in general, dealing with people on the outside of the internet, just be cautious. Understand that you have to be just as strategic as the person that's trying to get you to react. And once you understand that, and once you understand that people are sometimes puppet masters, you'll learn to deal with things a little bit better. Because there are some people that are puppet masters. They're very highly manipulative. They are very just deceptive. They're very vindictive. And their goal is to maybe destroy your confidence, destroy your self-esteem, or destroy your platform, destroy just you as your reputation, whatever. If they could probably unalive you, they probably would, because people are just really hateful now. Oh God, it's just the same weird guy singing. Let me get in this gym. But I appreciate you guys for coming through and showing me some love. I just wanted to say that don't allow people to play you like a puppet. And I say that to myself quite often, because people know how to trigger you. And even if they don't know, they'll study you to know what pisses you off. And I know with women, the one thing that will sometimes trigger some women is when especially people talk about their aesthetics, or people talk about their kids, or and then with men it could be them being, their financial situation. It could be, they can't get no woman. It could be people know how to trigger you, especially if they study you. And if a person is telling you what they're going to do, you hear them say what they're going to do, what they're doing to you, do the opposite of what they said. Because that's the game plan they're going by. They're hoping, number one, that you're not paying attention. And then they're also hoping that they can really violate you in the most disrespectful way, and that you will react in a way where you losing, you end up crashing out on their butts. That's what they're hoping for. Right. And my peace is non-negotiable. Like my peace, I don't I'm not going to allow people to take my peace. And that's what people would try to do. Like I was telling y'all the other day about the person that made that troll account. And I felt like they were trying to people try to trigger you to make you go crash out. I could have been on here Sunday night after I had a great weekend, going off and cussing and fussing, and I said what I need to say. I did some straightening, but and I let people know, hey, this is not what this is. This is not me. And I'm going to do what it takes to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Or if it does, they will think twice about it. But I wanted to make sure that some things in life you have to straighten, and some things in life you just learn to just let it go, because you can't fight every battle. Every battle is not meant to be fought. Some battles you have to understand they're just to get you out of your skin, get you out of your body, and make you react in a way that makes you look like a fool. So I hope people can understand where I'm coming from. I know this wasn't I know it's a lot of drama going on everywhere. So much stuff going on. People are saying stuff, people ready to fight, people ready to do this. But I'm just saying, you got to understand what type of people you're dealing with, who you are. First of all, if you know who you are, you know that a lot of the stuff that people do is not going to affect you, because you know who you are as a person. But you have to know what type of people you're dealing with, what environment you in. And once you recognize that, you can't treat it as if you was on the outside of the internet. You just can't. And if that's anything that I could tell a person that's first time doing this internet stuff and they getting into stuff on here, that's the advice I would give you. And know that trolls are puppet masters, and they know what to do, how to do it, what to say, how to say it to get you out of your body. That's what they do. And that's why sometimes I put a mirror to people, and sometimes I give them the reaction that they never thought they would get. Nothing. Because that's a response as well, right? Sometimes that's the best response you can give people, is nothing, because they don't deserve it. A waste of time. So you guys be blessed. I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. And that you got something from what I said. If you would like to cash out me, I'll be more than happy. Selena Star. Or if you would like to join my membership, I gotta put another video on membership too. But yeah, they are relentless, girl, and they are evil. A lot of these people are not just like regular ha trolls, just try to make you laugh. Some of these trolls out here, they come with a vengeance, and it's all sometimes it could be people that you don't even know that's just hateful, and they got a messed up, miserable life. They 600 pounds sitting up in the house, and they hate everybody, and they just want to just be ugly to people. Then you got people that may not like you for whatever reason, and they get these troll accounts, and then they start doing something. I think the person, I really believe it's a person that has been monitoring my page. I could be wrong. It could be a somebody that don't know me, never watched my channel. They just saw my profile. But I believe it was somebody in my heart and hearts. I believe it was somebody that's been monitoring my page, that has a disdain for me, such a disdain for me, that I'm on their mind, that they had to go and do that. And those are the type of trolls that are dangerous, because you don't know what type of lengths people will go through just to be evil. So some people don't have limits. See, with me, I'm not gonna shoot you unless I feel like I have no other choice. But it's some people, they shoot to kill. They don't they ain't gonna give you no chance. You could just step on their shoe, they ready to shoot you. So those are the type of people, that be on here. They have no type of uh they integrity. They have no type of, just, because it's a few people I don't like, but I'm not finna sit up here and try to troll them or make their life a living hell. I mean, at least try. I'm not gonna even do that, because probably I'm like, I don't want to say nothing to them. That's why a lot of times I block people, because people ain't got enough good sense to leave you alone. They got to find something to say to you. They got to say, I don't like you, or you fake body, or you this, you that, you that, you this. And I'm like, why are you even saying something to me? I don't say nothing to you. I don't know you. You hiding behind that troll account. I still got people mad at me for 2 or 3 years ago. And one of some of it is because I don't talk to them no more. I block their ass. I want to know, she just stopped talking to me. I stopped talking to you because I knew you full of shit. And a lot of times people really got motives, and they messy, they two-faced. They not only talking to you, they talking about you to somebody else. And those are the type of people I definitely don't want. I want you blocked. Stay the hell away from me. There's only one person that I wish I didn't block, and I would have probably had a conversation, but because I was hot and I knew I would have went straight up ignorant on them, I just decided, I'm just gonna let that be, because I don't want to say something that I might regret. But other than that, everybody, yeah, forever. You shouldn't care, and I shouldn't care. So I'm just saying. But that there is some people like that, and there's some people you just like, I don't know about you. I don't know. I don't know. And when I don't know about you, my suspicions, my spider senses are coming up. I keep a distance from you. You won't get no type of feedback, or you won't get me calling you or texting you or even engaging with you. I'm just gonna be cordial, but that's about it. Because I think 85% of these people on here are not only untrustworthy, they're kooks. So I don't want to be one of those. But I'll talk to y'all later. I gotta get in this gym so I can get home, because honey, I'm not one of them people that just love going to the gym, because it'd be too many darn people. It'd be too many darn people after work. I'm like, dang, I hate going with everybody, but I can't get here super early because I have to be at work early. But yeah, but I just know whatever people do, whether it's good or bad, and this goes for everybody, you're gonna reap what you sow. So don't think you're getting away with nothing. If you're doing something bad towards somebody, and you're doing something malicious towards somebody, and you're doing it on purpose, you're gonna get it back. I don't have to wish you bad. I don't have to curse you. I don't have to do none of that, because life is gonna already do that. You just might not get it right now though. You may get it maybe 6 months down the road, you may get it. You sorry, I hope y'all heard me. But I said you might you gonna read what you sow either way. People be thinking they getting away with stuff. You ain't getting away with nothing. Whether you believe it's a God or not, or whatever, you don't believe it's karma or not, you gonna get it. So just remember that. People think they getting away with something because they doing it in the dark. You ain't getting away with nothing. Russell, what's up? I appreciate and people can say what they want about Russell. Russell still hang out with me. Russell, people say, oh, Russell, this. But Russell, one thing I say about Russell, he still rock with Selena. Can't say that, about a few people that I really thought was, cool, that I showed love to. But that's just how people are on here. They fickle, and when they feel away, they think you owe them something, or you didn't react the way they wanted you to, so they done with you. I'm like, I always say, you always hear me say, well, tear your ass. What Selena don't do is kiss nobody's booty, and I don't tolerate a lot of foolishness. So go on with your bad self, as I would always say. Go on with your bad self. You said, oh yeah, I'm live on vertical and horizontal. But I appreciate you, and Bama, I appreciate you too. A lot of the times when you talking about these other people, I don't know what the hell you talking about, but I do come in there, or if I might go swatch and just listen to you, because a lot of times I be doing homework and stuff. But I appreciate you for coming through. Uh, I don't know how I met you, but I could have met you through another lady uh that I don't talk to no more. She another one. Tried to befriend me, and that helpful. Then want to call other people fake. Her ass fake. I ain't gonna say her name because, like I say, I don't listen to her, so I don't know if she ever brought me up or not. But that's why I don't fool with too many content creators on here, women or men. Hell, they be on some other type of time. Nobody got time for that. So yeah, protect my peace, honey. Protect y'all peace. Cause y'all gonna need to. It's a lot of demonic activity out here, honey. And just hopefully, you ain't playing into it, you know. So but everything is good. Russell, I'm about to get up. I hope y'all had a good day today. And I'm go on about my business, y'all. Trying to see when the next time I go live. I'm not sure. I'm not sure tomorrow. I have a lot to do tomorrow and Thursday. So maybe by Friday or Saturday, I should be free, maybe to go live, or I may can scoot something in. But I appreciate y'all for stopping by, and letting me know that y'all support me and everything. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.